That was Peter. He just went fast.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Turbo John YouTube channel. We're out here. We made it. We're at Piedmont Dragway. I got my lovely wife, Kelly, today. She got that fancy Turbo John tank top. Couldn't get it.
I'm much cooler.
Of course, I'm sweating.
Much cooler than I was.
This is like my
tank top.
This is like my third set of clothes already today. Been working on the car. So we made it. Tonight's Friday. So we're out here. We're testing. We are entered into the small tire class. We got our armbands for 2 days. One of those is media. I don't know which one. So that means we should get like 3 days, 4 days of content. Because Zach said he wants to be down here tomorrow and he's planning on filming a ton.
Nice.
He wants to get a lot of big tire. There's a lot of big tire cars down here. Peter Hayes just sounded like a rocket and went through there. He was struggling. He's like, man, I can't get down this track. I think
that was fast.
I think Peter, we got to watch Peter. He's in our class. I don't think he's telling us the whole truth. So we're down here. We about to make a pass. I did a lot of changes. Let me show you what I changed. So y'all know last night at Kinston, if y'all saw the video from last night, I got my tail kicked. I went really slow and then I went really fast to nowhere, almost into the wall. So what I did today, I unloaded the car, brought it home, and I changed the anti-squat again. If y'all watch my videos, y'all follow me any at all, y'all know I am not scared to make a change. And sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. That was good. That was Darty. He's going to get Peter. That was a good pass. But so we made some changes. So a couple things. I talked to some really smart people late last night and early today. And you know, I got some good ideas. One of the ideas I got is maybe we got too little of gear in this car. You know, I've got a 355 gear and I may need a 373 or 390 gear. The other thing, if you look at this thing, when it spins, every time it spins, it's right where the converter is grabbing. And so I talked to Dusty Bradford at PTC. This is a PTC converter. He said he can get me a stator in there that'll be a little softer on the hit and it won't come on quite as hard. And so, you know, that's something that's going to take me a couple weeks to do though. So that's not something I could do today. So in the meantime, I went back this morning and I was looking at some data logs. And looking at the data logs, I noticed that some of the passes where I left really hard with 8-9 pounds of boost, the converter flashed higher. Makes sense, right? The converter is going to be looser if you put more power to it. So guess what I done? So along with the anti-squat change that I made, I'm going to try to leave on like 8 pounds of boost. And at that spot, about 6-7 tenths of a second into the run, I'm going to snatch a little bit of timing out and try to just make sure it can get through that coupling spot where the converter grabs. So we're down here, we're gonna make a couple passes and hopefully we'll get some good data tonight and we'll be ready for tomorrow. That's the game plan. All right, check it out.
From the burnout box. I'll let you get out and scratch your finger.
Get on scratch. It's leaking transmission fluid or something.
coconuts. I would have let out back there in a burnout.
First pass, I done a burnout, and I was pretty frustrated because they pushed me back off. Wasn't it, Kelly? I was pretty frustrated.
Very frustrated.
So we pushed it back over here, and one of my lines to come loose. Apparently, I did not tighten it thoroughly. So we tightened that, and that was our first pass, and it went pretty decent. Track is pretty tight though, so I hadn't pulled the data log yet. I went a 523, hit a 128 60 foot, and I pedaled it real quick one time. I think we're gonna need a bunch more air pressure. That was much better though. I shouldn't have pedaled it. It was gonna drive on through that. Gonna have to look at the video real good. I may have to do an anti-roll bar change. It was kind of pushing just a little bit to the left, I think, but I may have been lined up pointing left a little bit. I may have failed on that. It's my job as a driver to make sure I'm straight. But it looked like it kind of was looking left a little bit. Let's pull the data log, see what data log looks like. We upped the air pressure. We went to 14 pounds of air pressure, and we really put a lot of boost on it. We're going to try to see if it'll go faster, see if it'll get going. But you can see there's some weather out here. The wind is starting to blow.
Cold-blooded.
Oh, this is Peter Hayes.
Third or fourth hit today. Right there as he keeps that one straight. Another little wiggle there on the big end. But that thing. Sick boy racing back again over here to Mustang in the left-hand lane. Obnoxious Chevy 2. Right side lower. Turbocharged. Should be a good one. It leaves some good passes here to the left side.
Y'all go ahead as soon as y'all get back from the golf.
Nah, I didn't go to the rain. Come on, man. That's North Carolina. I'm waiting on the light. Hold on. That's what's going on. Just find another super good. There's punches running down here for all week. Still made a drag race out of that. He blipped that throttle a few times.
All right, guys. Well, you can see the rain came. We knew it was coming, and boy did it come hard and fast. And so we did get 2 passes. That second pass we got in, it spun, but it did make it a little further. But let me show you, we've been in here hiding from the rain. We got most of our valuable stuff inside. So I think we are good to go there. But let me show you what we just done. So this is the second run where it spun. The first pass, it run pretty good, 523 at 142. Second pass, it went a 540. But then I ended up having to pedal it, but it was a lot stronger. So tomorrow we need to change the plugs again. Red line, of course, is RPM. So you can see we left that boost, this purple, we left at 8 PSI. It comes up, this spot right here is where the converter is grabbing it. And so the first pass I made some changes. I'll show you what that data log looked like real fast too. And then it did the same thing. It come on out here and it spun and knocked the tire off and then recovered and then went on. Let me show you the first pass. And then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna try. This is the curve we've got in it now. I don't know if that's gonna stay the curve or not. It may or may not. So the first pass here, let me show you what happened. We pulled some timing out of it, trying to knock it in the head, and it did. And look at what happened though. So it left on the same 7.8 PSI, and it's taking it early. Converter grabs it again. So the converter grabs it, pulls it down. It flashed to 6,300, but then the converter started tugging on it really hard. Let me get off that so you can see it better. So it started tugging, 63. Look, the red line is dropping. And right there, and you can see the blue line, I had a big timing retard in it. And so the timing retard, I felt it start shaking the tires, and it's because the RPM was falling. And so I did a real quick pedal, and it come back, but look at what it did to the RPM. It dropped to 6,000 RPM, and then it went on out there and recovered. I mean, I had 35 pounds of dome pressure, made 30 pounds of boost, so it run a decent number. It wasn't bad. But so this converter, I'm gonna either have to change the stator like Dusty Bradford suggested. Either the stator's gotta get changed, or we gotta do something to try to make it so that does not tug on the motor so hard. Timing is not the answer because it killed power, so I need to add more power to it right there so we can get it to blow through. So let me show you what we just done. And we just done a simulation on it, and it worked. So we'll show you what this is doing. Now I don't know if it's going to work on the track or not. So this was without the car running. So this is just a data log I got simulating the run. So if you look at it, the green line up top is TPS. So I've got it wide open to the floor. The trans brake button is pressed. And if you look at my time up here, I'm coming down, and right here, my 0 mark is where I let go of the trans brake button. So then you notice this red line coming up right here. The red line, that is my transmission solenoid. And so over here, you can see the green light, it's not on yet. But what we're going to try to make it do is at a half a second into the run, right there, it come on, and that's 0.48 seconds. So it's a little bit ahead of it. But a half a second, the transmission dump is going to open. And then I'm going to hold it open for a second and a half, and then it's going to close. So what I'm hoping that's going to do is get me to about 2 seconds in the run, and hopefully I will be, along with adding this power, this is a much steeper graph than what I've run before. So I'm going to try to blow through the converter with horsepower and reducing the line pressure. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It may or may not. Let's see. Let me go back to this one. And this is the second pass. So if you look, let's go back to here. Let's go to a half a second in the run. So that's a half a second in the run. It's at 6,200. So actually, I probably need to open it up a little sooner than that. Because right there, it's going to, you know, the fluid, it's not going to be instant. So it's going to be a little laggy behind. So I might need to open this thing up at like 0.3 seconds when it's like right there at 5,600. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to open it up at 0.3 seconds, and then we're going to hold it open till probably maybe, yeah, second and a half. Let's go, yeah, somewhere in that range. We got to figure out. I want to be through first gear with the dump open. So first gear is generally about 2 seconds long. So we're going to do it 2 seconds. We're going to do 2 seconds. So this right here is exactly what we do when we tune. We talk through it, we look at the data log, and we just talk through it. So we're already making a change. We thought we had it figured out. We come back and looked at the data log, and now we're going to change it. So that's, I mean, this is what we do. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I wanted to show y'all our failures and our successes. Lately, we've had a lot of failures. A lot of failures. Did I say a lot of failures? I mean, a lot. But so hopefully we're going to hit on something. We're going to have a success tomorrow. All right, guys, y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Go to turbojohnracing.com. Go ahead and get you some t-shirts. We got some new ones coming out. Hit that join button. Go join for our weekly live chats. We call it Tech Talk, not TikTok. All right, later, guys. See y'all.